Erica. So, basically, I'm not tell you where we're at and why we're here. But so, where we're at right now is in San Diego, at the busiest land border crossing on Earth, which is the border crossing that leads over to Mexico, Tijuana. As you can see, if you pan over this way, that's the U.S. Customs and Border Protection building. And this right now is probably the only border crossing on Earth that's actually still really active, due to the global shutdown from the government regulations attributed to COVID. So if you just kind of pan around, like there's a big, train, metro, blocking the view right now, but within about just one block of where we're standing, I believe there's about 5 or 6 money changers, money changing, remittance, check cashing.
Yeah.
And so, each one of these money changing locations are manned, are staffed with about between, about 3 to 6 people inside. And so, we're here to meet with Miguel, who is the property owner of basically the entire block of the border crossing, and
of this building.
Of the building right over here, which houses a McDonald's, which is obviously very, very busy. And so we're going to be working with Miguel along with some of his colleagues to find out how our project can work together with Border Fusion to encourage each other's growth. We are intending on putting one of the international service centers either inside this building that houses the McDonald's, or someplace just right outside here.
Okay.
And again, I've already gone into why these international service centers are important. Erica did some on the streets interviews for the past couple days, just asking people on the border crossing, what they thought about our
money changers, their issues with it, and whether or not they'd be interested in using using MYID. And so far, so good. A lot of them are really interested in using MYID because of all the benefits of using cryptocurrency that's globally accepted, and the fact that there's no conversion fee is already good enough for them.
Yeah. So that's basically it. If you want, we can take a walk over. Well, if you want to pan over this way, this is San Diego County over there. Obviously, it's a very busy. Today is a Monday morning. It's about 11 a.m. I believe. So this is actually pretty slow for the amount of traffic, because it's much busier when actually, when travel is restrictions are lifted. But for the time being, this is still tremendous because these people are using services that we'll be offering, and therefore, the money changing and the remittance and so on, those are services that we'll be offering to them at cost, whereas all these other money changers, they're doing it for profit. And so we should not have any issues whatsoever onboarding the community that crosses this border crossing. And we're talking about, I don't know, you can only imagine how many people we get on board during the first 3 months of us offering our service. And so that's basically it. After this, we have South Korea, Philippines, Indonesia, Japan, Germany.
And later we'll be discussing with Miguel about the service center.
Right. So we're going to meet with Miguel and have a meeting about how to move forward with himself, his colleagues, his Border Fusion initiative. And that's basically it.
And then the door through there to the back will be short. Actually, the door will be right there. Relationships. Then we will get apart.
Boarding systems.
Yeah.
Then what about MYID? Like how do our worlds come together and like help each other grow and succeed?
So I really feel that ultimately it's the private sector that has to lead before the public sector, policy forms behind it to regulate it, to support it. And so where I see my ID potentially grabbing a foothold in this cross-border dynamic is in offering some type of savings, a true savings and even investment vehicle that doesn't exist now. And people work hard to get their check exchanged from one currency to the other and then do it again till next week. If they can begin incorporating a long-term savings plan and even investment, and we can get enough people, to actually understand that concept in light of what we see happening in the world with traditional banking that is, has its critics, the debt mainly, the debt instrument it is. We need brave individuals in the private sector to help lead the way, and getting some of these, bigger retailers, money exchange houses, to put a little skin in the game.
Yeah, like to have a leap of faith.
Yeah.
And to trust in your project.
Right.
Yeah.
I assume that you think that project will be stronger. Maybe I hope so. Of course.
Things are moving along.
And then we have also
Cameron, when did you find out about MYID?
Okay, so let me just introduce myself very quickly. I'm Cameron. I live here in San Diego, and I first met Han about 2.5 years ago at the initial meetup. We had a meetup meeting here in San Diego. We met at a restaurant, and I happened to be the only one that showed up at the meeting besides Mr. Han. Gave me kind of a brief rundown of what the Money Project was all about. And at that time, the MYID coin was not part of it. It was just the OK Global coin and then the Switch stable coin. The MYID coin idea came up, I think, about 1.5 years ago, which is a unique idea about being able to associate or tag other assets. So they're kind of registered in a way, which is a security factor. And so if for some reason these other assets were somehow stolen or even maybe misplaced and lost, using the MyID tag, we can burn those original assets and then replenish them. So it's a tremendous, unique idea within the crypto universe.
Okay, awesome. So we understand you're one of the early investors. Why did you invest?
Well, yeah, so I'm somebody who really is very interested in new technology, and so I got interested in the crypto the crypto technology probably about 3.5 years ago. And I've just been fascinated with all the different ways that it's kind of getting into all of the different parts of society and all of the different types of transactions, whether it can be music, it can be art, other forms of art, it can be basic retail, proper banking, loans, mortgages, I mean, you name it. Any transaction that occurs can be impacted and improved with cryptocurrency technology.
Great. What do you think about the future of this project?
Well, I'm extremely excited about the future of this project. As you know, the second service center is being opened up here at the San Ysidro Tijuana border crossing, the busiest border crossing in the world, and there are going to be a few services offered. I think one of them is a money changing or currency exchange service that will probably be able to provide, I shouldn't say probably, will be able to provide a much reduced fee for the currency exchange. I think now it's fairly expensive if you want to exchange dollars to pesos or maybe some other currencies. So that's what I see. I'm really excited about that part of it. Also, actually, let me just leave it at that. I think that's enough for now for that particular thing.
Good. It was good.
Okay.
Do you have any concerns for this project?
Concerns. Well, my initial concern is not with the functionality of the project itself. It has to do with the adoption. It's really hard to understand what the adoption rate may be going forward. I know that it has a lot to do with marketing initially, and then but I'm very confident that once the project gets going and everyday people are able to use the services, that the word will spread rapidly, and then the project will be successful. Yes,
I agree actually. Last question, why did you invest in this project and not others?
Oh, well, you know what? That's a trick question, but I will say I have invested in other projects as well. But I will say that this is my what I feel is the most interesting project.
The most interesting project that you've invested in?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's all the questions we have. Thank you so much, Cameron.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so I just wanted to make a comment or let everybody know about how we increase the demand and the price steadily of MYID coin. We do this by, number one, offering a service that people want, but in return they have to own some of the MYID for money changing or remittance. So in order to get those benefits, they have to own some of our coins. Now, that creates a demand, but then how do we steadily increase the price? What we do is that when people are onboarding at our international service centers the day of signing up, we charge about 10 to 25% more than the actual trading price on the exchanges. What that does is obviously two things. We increases demand, and then it steadily will increase the price of MYID. And so I just want everybody to know that, because we are the only project doing this that's offering a service that people will benefit from immediately, and then we can create our own demand. We can organically and logically increase the price of the trading price of MYID. But because the people that are signing up, onboarding onto our service to get money changing or remittance, they're not concerned about what they're having to pay for MYID, because of the fact that they're already saving money anyways, because they would have lost $30 doing a money changing service, but rather than losing that 30, they've saved 25, and they spent 5 purchasing MYID at the price that we dictate, and so they're happy because regardless, it's a win-win situation for them. They saved money, they own our coins. We've been able to increase our demand along with the steadily increasing the price of MYID, and that's really important for our project to increase our community size and our coin value. So that's important, and that's something that I should let everybody know.
What's one doing? Yeah, that's a good one with the flag in the background.
That makes me feel better. But people who try to hide, it's usually like, what are they hiding from? You know? Okay, all right.
But that's a broad overview, and we appreciate your time. And
So we will be waiting. We will team back and to see if we have some other questions. And if we do, I will call you. Yes. Otherwise, we will be waiting for your call.
we're going to be totally transparent.
We were.
Yeah.
And we were
That's what people say.
We're straight shooters.
Yeah, that's what will keep us safe from the government, is to make this available to the public. And like, yeah, these guys are totally following the laws. This is how we're complying with the laws. We don't try to hide anything from the public. And this is the best way for us to also gain the investor and public trust to use our coins and use our services. Is to just be naked in front of people and say, this is how we're doing it, we're not sure about this, we know about this, blah, blah, blah. We didn't know about that, right? And then
Yeah, so this is what all this is for, just to show people what we know, what we don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember the concept of proving here.
And then I probably won't be back into over here for like another half year, or something like that.
Yes.
Thanks again, I really appreciate it. Yeah, no, very, very interesting. Yeah, check out the website and then ask me questions because I love talking about my project, our project. I really enjoy it because we're literally creating history together.
Maybe they'll have to find their way to it or give up.
Yeah, well, that's the thing most people do.
Okay, but when you realize your security, they'll always have to know. Yeah, your security.
And then you can see the golf course, or part of the golf course of the Tijuana Country Club. And all around the Tijuana Country Club, there's residential, there's high rises on one side, there's a big tower, just finished.
Three. Well, in the USA, so we're filing with the SEC about 2 years ago, and then also in Singapore, we're incorporated. Okay, so we're here now in a little town outside of San Diego, here to meet Miguel, who's the property owner over at the busiest land border crossing on Earth. He owns this place called Steel 94. So we'll go inside, see Miguel, and just kind of make preparation for our second International Service Center over at the busiest land border crossing on Earth. We'll have some fun and have some tasty food and beers and yeah, check in again. So, okay, yep, let's go.
Hey, there you are, man. Just walking in. How you doing? Welcome to America and the real back country of San Diego. Erica.
This is Miguel.
Nice to meet you. To 21st century.
For
Them to see Tijuana. Our customer base.
Oh yeah.
Tijuana.
Yeah, but for me to show like the rest of the world, the customer base, right? That's why I think the street side interviews of just asking the people crossing the border will be very valuable to, increasing your share, your investment, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where's my money going? And then what do you plan on doing? And then the people can type in, ask me questions online, right? So that's what this is all for, is to for the rest of our community to know, like just to follow our progress. Like, what's happening? Can I ask some questions? And then can we help? Like I get a lot of people that volunteer to help, right? And then just to be a part of it, because too many, almost. No way. There is no other blockchain project on planet Earth right now that is as transparent as us. We're the only project on planet Earth doing this. Because most of them are corrupt, most of them are scams, and most of them aren't doing anything. But this is because of the fact that we're not a scam. We're doing something. And I'm proud of what we're doing. And this is what I would want. I want to be able to know what's going on behind the scenes. This is what goes on behind the scenes. Things like this. And then meeting people like you, right, Sonia, right? Sonia? Meet people like you, Sonia, and then discussing these things, and then just getting other people excited about the future of fighting and getting your freedom back. Told you, I'm taking the engine. I'm saying we're going there. That's where we're going. So I'm dragging along the people. This is where we're going. But everybody's so caught up with the tech and how to do things, but they don't know why to do things. We have a reason why. What they get to is ultimately take our assets. What we back, our coins with, right? Take the gold, confiscate it. But you have to realize we have international centers all around the world. Right now, I don't just have Singapore. Right now, I have Singapore. But I'm here right now. San Diego.
This is the #1 spot.
Symbolically, the springboard, possibly. We'll see. We'll see, right? But all these international services, they're individually owned. It's not owned by one company. Every single one, even if you shut them, like let's say there's a horde of ants, right? And ants right now are all around the world. if you just kill one ant, what does it do? There's still all these other ants, right? You're not going to be able to stop the ant species. Blockchain, our project is about creating a huge, and when you crush one ant, it just makes all the other ones that survive stronger because it fills in the need. The weakness of the one that died, right? So this is, I guess, a summary of what we've been doing for the past several days since we arrived here in the California, San Ysidro, Mexico, Tijuana, California border. So we've been preparing to open our second international service center here at the busiest land border crossing on Earth. And we've been meeting with many of the existing money changers here that are interested in actually participating with our project, which should certainly assist in increasing the reach and the growth of our project at this time, at this phase. So yeah, so we'll be meeting with more potential partners that will join our project, because money changing businesses, remittance businesses, they already have one foot in the grave, and they all realize this, and they all realize that we've talked to, that they're going to have to convert to a digital money. So the money changers are highly interested in being a part of our project, and we're just trying to figure out a way as to how it can be mutually beneficial for them and for our project, of course. And so we'll continue these meetings. After this, we have our additional other locations in South Korea, Japan, Germany, Indonesia, Philippines, possibly India, but that all depends upon, I guess, travel restrictions and the amount of time available. But this is the first, I guess, for the next, well, by the fourth quarter, we should have, what, 6 to 7 opened up. But then, after that, our explosion of locations will be astronomical. And I suspect within about 3 to 5 years, there should be one international service center within 10 to 15 minutes of where all of us live, where you live, where I live. So yeah, because as traditional banks fail, our company grows. For the past 4 years, we've only been getting stronger as the traditional economies have been getting weaker. And our meetings are showing you this. Banks are failing. Money changers they already sense that they need to transition. And our project is getting stronger and stronger. And yeah, so just watch more, and please send in your questions to us, and we'll try to answer them as best we can. And that's it for now.